Boo! I mean, they're all right. They're all right. Everyone's favorite publisher back at you. With one of the most horrific looking mascots. You know, I had a PlayStation 1, but I was never into Crash. I thought it looked atrocious. I mean, I'm sure it played fine. I'm sure it played fine. I thought he was ugly as hell. Like, kind of repulsive to look at. I don't think that's changed. Let's see. I started it to... Let's see. Just to make sure that it was working. We can start like another one. Here we go. Modern and retro. No need for retro. I have no nostalgia, no feelings for old Crash. Anyway, I'm giving an hour-long tryout for Crash 4 on the PlayStation 5. Why? I don't know. Some things you just do, and you're not really sure why you're doing it, and this is one of those things. What is Crash about? He is a bandicoot, and he fights a scientist, I think?
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, I guess it's this guy.
Last, I, the great Cortex, have you right where I want you. And now, the final blow!
Hush, simpleton.
Oh, does he work for this guy, Entropy?
Face it, Entropy. It's going to fail. Again!
Or are they partners?
At least Uka Uka and I attempt to free us from this prison.
No, they've been locked there in the alternate dimension by Crash. I didn't realize Crash had such powers. They've been trapped in there for a decade. Wow. Like, I don't know what they've done. That seems pretty intense to trap them here for 10 years. Oh, look, I don't know anything about this story, so who am I to judge Crash and his judgment? Crash is the judge, jury, and executioner in this world.
He served his purpose.
He looks pretty light. You could probably just pick him up and take him with you. I don't know. Oh no, it's space! There's no air in space. I didn't think about that.
A great power has awoken.
Oh, so there's like multiple masks? Is there an entire species of masks, or just 2 of them?
I fear it portends an event of reality-shattering proportions. I feel it emanating from Insanity Peak. Quickly, we must go!
Crash doesn't want to hear it.
Crash! Crash! Crash!
Oh no, his neck's broken. How's he gonna go on an adventure now? Oh, he's okay. He's okay. Alright, so we're walking around. I can spin. Destroy things. This is where he lives? I mean, it's not bad. Little, shoreside. Not a house, but just like, you know, a spread with like a bar or fridge. He's got a TV. Oh, okay. He can play the PS1 Crash Bandicoot. Oh, he could play the other games as well. He's got them all. Oh, I got an achievement for that. Oh, I destroyed his guitar. Alright, well, Crash lives a simple life. He collects fruit, I guess. Oh no, toxic slime. Wow, I thought this was like some sort of idyllic nature paradise. It is not. There's like a river of toxic slime just a few yards outside of his home. Someone gonna clean that up? Or we're just living with that? I mean, I understand how easy it is to just leave things like that when you're saying, I know I should do something about it. I should do something about the river of toxic slime outside my bed. I just don't feel... Oh, I'm dead. He turned into an angel. I mean, I guess that's good. It's good to know that he must have lived a good life. That he's gonna go to heaven when he dies. He's got that guarantee. He's seen it. He's seen it. Here's a TNT. I guess I'll be using that.
Quickly, we must go.
Look, I can't fly. Oh, spinning into that kills me. Crash cannot fly. You cannot expect him to move this fast.
Crash! Quickly, we must go.
I heard you. Crash heard you the first time. Crash doesn't care. spider in here. How long does Crash live here? Like, the villains mentioned being trapped for 10 years. So has Crash just lived here for that long? That amount of time? You think he probably would have done something about all this by now. Well, maybe Crash just likes to sleep the days away. I understand that. I understand that. Like, maybe they have an arrangement. Crash doesn't go into the giant spider's territory. They leave him alone. Maybe that's how it is. No, I jumped into a spider. I jumped into it. Maybe that's just how it is with Crash. He seems kind of happy-go-lucky. I mean, even though I've never seen Crash in action, the personality type, I think we get the personality type. He's, you know, he's very mascotish. Your Bubsy, Gex, your Earthworm Jim kind of character is what's going on here. He got scared. He's not as annoying as Bubsy, at least for now. So there's that. So apparently Crash's island is full of beings who want to kill him. That's why I was wondering, how long has he lived here? Does he just live alongside all of these people who want to murder him? Because we have not traveled far. So, we're collecting fruit. Is the reason we're collecting fruit is because Donkey Kong Country was popular and you collect fruit in that, so we're collecting fruit here? I'm not really sure about the inspirations of Crash. It was always funny, though, that Crash was considered to be the PlayStation mascot when he's not a Sony character. Of course, Crash's design does bring up the classic question in that he wears jeans. So, does his people have a conception of nudity? This is the sort of thing, this is the kind of question that does come up when you were discussing Sonic. And that some characters don't wear clothes, some characters do, and you're kind of wondering what's happening there. Do they have some sort of perception of nudity and shame? Where some of them, or like, is it just a matter of fashion? Maybe it's not that they feel they have to wear clothes, but that they want to. Maybe Crash just thinks he looks good with these jeans on. Not that he feels like he needs to cover anything up. Gems and skins. Gems can unlock skins. We earn gems by breaking crates, getting Wumpa, finding hidden gems, and beating levels in 3 lives. So, like, they have a fashion sense. Crash is wearing a fancy jacket and a shirt. There's a girl Bandicoot who has been painting. She's been really messy painter. Like, her smock is covered, but also her pants are as well. Like, if Crash just took the jeans off, would that be considered inappropriate? Indecent? I guess I need to see more of Crash's fellow creatures. Like, I saw the one girl on that screen, and she was fully clothed. Are all of Crash's acquaintances such? Because if it's consistent, then I guess they probably do have a sense of shame. How do they get that, by the way? Were they experimented on by that one scientist? Is Crash Bandicoot a BOW, is what I'm asking. Did the scientist make him wear jeans like Mr. X wears a trench coat? And then Crash gained his freedom, but never really questioned why he wears jeans, and does he have to? He just does. He never really thinks about whether or not it's something he has to do, or if it was something that he was just... Whoops, I keep messing up that jump. I'm sure there's an entire lore Bible that explains all these things. Because these are the first things you have to think of when you're making a mascot platformer. Is, what are their opinions on nudity? I forgot that if I spin into that, I'll die. But fortunately, checkpointed us here. Ow, I got hammered. Oh, he just murdered Crash. He caved his skull in. Well, they mean business. They're no joke. It's always funny when you think about, you know, some light-hearted, whimsical characters and stories, but then you realize that, hey, if the bad guys won, there's nothing whimsical about that. They will crack Crash's brain open and eat the sweet meats inside, while Crash is still alive and aware of what's happening, begging them to please stop, but they don't. They keep going. And now that Crash is gone, he knows, well, as much as he can know with his remaining brain, he knows that there's nothing stopping them from doing this to everyone he cares about. He won't be around to protect them. You never think about it, things like that, you know? Is that good? Was that a good thing? Is that a friend? It looks like a friend. Oh, I'm running towards the screen. You know it's intense when you have to run towards the screen. There's a diamond. I didn't get it. 'Cause you can't see what's in front of you. Are we sure he wants to hurt us? Maybe he's just lonely. Doesn't really know how to strike up a conversation with people. There's not many people come around here. Alright. Boxes. He is taking what is known as a selfie. So Crash, we can see, must have some sense of the self, since he's taking a selfie. He aims the camera at himself and takes the picture, so he must be aware that he is a being that exists unto himself. Or does he realize that? When he looks at the picture, does he realize that's him? Or does he not know who or what that is? He just thinks it's fun and cool to make the picture appear on the phone.
Not in a million years.
Hey, it's the girl. She doesn't have paint on her, though. Maybe later. Oh, my back's broken again. Oh, never mind, we're good.
Get him off, get him off.
Oh, I'm wearing him!
Who's that?
Lonnie Loli? If the quantum masks have returned,
Then what? What could it possibly mean?
Is that a quantum rift?
So the masks are alive, but we can wear the masks.
Or between
Do they like it when we wear them?
But we have to go through, find my siblings, and fix this before some putz with a big
Like, I don't know, if
bigger ego does.
if there was like a floating mask that was alive and it wanted me to wear it, I you know, maybe we need to get to know each other a little bit first. Maybe we need to like go out for dinner before we're getting into this kind of territory. I'm not sure.
Over all of time and space will be within our grasp.
Engine, embryo, you had some little projects.
That guy's got like a warhead in his head. That can't be healthy.
And my potion will make me and them unstoppable.
Right, yeah, fine, sure. Have fun with your ray guns or whatever.
Neo Cortex seems done with everything. I mean, he's probably been in a number of games by this
Our
point.
enemies are already moving against us, and we will prevail.
You have to think that if you're a recurring villain in one of these games, you're just gonna be done with it at some point. You're just done. You're just not interested. Dimensional map. Alright, pieces of worlds from different dimensions are merging together. It's like Battle World. Some secret wars happening here. I can change to her. Does she play any different? Or is it just a cosmetic difference?
So we need the other mask.
Oh, she can talk.
Correct. Now my brother Akano is around here somewhere. Welcome to the show.
Can Crash talk? Is he just
Behold the aforementioned putz.
is he just not capable of speech?
He loses. It's a well-established dynamic.
Not this time. I've got a backstage pass for you to get up close and personal with my weapon of mass percussion. I'm ready to rock.
Oh, does he have like a music theme going on? That's neat. That can be fun. Oh, we're phasing between worlds. Is it like a version? Are we gonna go too deep into the dimensions to go, and we'll end up in the Hell Realm? Well, I mean, I guess she'll never know. She spins also. Is this an enemy? Well, I hope it was. So what is she wearing? Is this what the... Is she wearing the mask? The mask has sort of, transformed itself into a suit? I think is what's happening there. Nitro crates explode on touch. We'll remember that. While holding circle. While holding circle? XX? I guess that's kind of weird. I mean, I can double jump with XX, but then hold the circle in XX, and it's a little different. Oh wait, she's lost her mask suit. All right, so she can't do that anymore. She's lost her powers. Hang, unhang. All right, we are hanging. I unhanged now. Press X and circle to slam. All right, we did it. We slammed. Hit that to fill in the outlines. Okay, filling them in. I went too fast. Didn't allow it to fill in. It'll happen sometimes. Sometimes you go too fast. Just like with life, you want to go through life at your own pace, but sometimes you have to realize you can't do that. You have to realize you have to go with the pace as the boxes are, as they are filling in. Sometimes maybe it'll turn out that the pace you want to take life at is too fast or too slow. But then again, maybe you want to make life operate at your pace instead of having to operate at its. Do you have strong enough willpower to make that happen? To grab life by the throat and throttle it until it does what you want? Whoop. Should not have done that. No, the level's over, it turns out. I don't know what he was talking about. I always like how the term skin became the common usage for, like, a different costume. I need to get 6 diamonds to unlock skin. It's kind of weird that that's the phrase that became the common parlance. Like, I think the first time I heard people use the phrase skin was in Quake 3. And at some point, everyone started using them. Is that a VHS tape? Was she about to vomit? I'm not sure what that was. Anyway, do we have a VCR to watch this? Flashback tape. Where can we watch this? Gotta find a VCR so we can see the tape of Lisa saying that she doesn't know how this little girl is still alive. Covered in burns. How is this possible? Wow, that's a... Look at that thing he's using. It's like had a buzzsaw on a pole. I guess the reason it kind of surprised me is because the main thing I think of when I see... I don't know what that is called. The main thing I think of when I see something like that is a a tool that was used in Friday the 13th Part 7 for one of the kills. That particular tool specifically. So I mean, this guy means real business when he's coming at you with, like, swinging it like that. Mega Mix. Look at this guy. He's serious about being a rocker. He's the sort of guy who feels like, you know, the kids today don't know the first meaning of rock. It's not like how it was in the old days. But I mean, in some ways it's good it's not like how it was in the old days. You hear the stories about how it used to be, and it's like, you know, maybe it doesn't actually need to be like that anymore. That's right. Those hurt you. Those hurt you. The nitro boxes. They blow up on sight. They look like they would be tougher than that. I don't know. She became an angel. I mean, I see the interpretation of the angel is, you know, the kidified one, where, you know, you're white and glowing and you have wings. It's not the biblically accurate angel. I would like to see her have transformed into some sort of multi-eyeballed cluster of rings that are on fire. I would like to see that. Apparently the makers of Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, disagree. Okay, now we have dimensional powers again. We are wearing this mask. This living being. She seems okay with it. She seems like she has embraced the concept. Oh, I think I telefragged myself. Okay, so we can do that. Good to know. Yeah, she seems to have embraced the concept of wearing a living being on her body. She's down for it. Like, I figure a lot of people are going to be really hesitant about it, but some people are just real down, saying, all right, let's do this. Let's do this thing. Killed myself again doing that. Right. Had a dimensional shift before doing that. There we go. Actually, I don't need to jump. I can just do that. That's fine. She did it. She can get, like, a cyborg skin. Like, she wears metal on her face. She's happy about that. Okay, so now we can watch the tapes.
Experiment log. Bandicoot subject trial number 1.
Okay, so it's like RE7. We're watching this from the probably should have left that box there. We're watching this from the perspective of the camera which is recording Crash.
He's still alive? Interesting.
And he fell to his death, which is a time paradox, really. That wouldn't make sense. So, I mean, we're playing with fire. watching these tapes, because it turns out Crash can actually die. But that wouldn't make sense, because he's still alive in the present day. So maybe we shouldn't be watching these things, I don't know.
First test complete. Well done, subject.
So Crash was a subject of Cortex. So he is some sort of... He has had science done to him. He is an abomination of some kind. I understand. I see. He's not... Something like this does not come about in nature. Was Crash a product of the C virus? Oh, that guy's crafty. He's wearing fire on his head. He knows that when you're fighting against a platforming protagonist, it's probably a pretty smart idea to have head protection like that. Got fired. So, the villains, do they just want revenge on Crash for foiling them previously? Is this all just a cycle of hatred and revenge? We all know about the cycle of trauma. We've played many games that have explored that idea. I didn't realize that the Crash Bandicoot series explored that itself. The idea that maybe to end the cycle, you just have to lay down your weapons and say, hey, you know, Crash got me but all those times in the past. I just have to live with that. I have to be able to come to an understanding and don't let this dominate my life. Because do you think Crash comprehends anything that's happening? I really don't think so. I feel like the villains feel like they have this personal grudge against Crash, but Crash is just only vaguely aware of their existence. Crash maybe just perceives them as an annoyance more than anything else. They get in his way. Oh, that's right. Nitro. They get in his way when he wants to watch TV and sleep. So he has to deal with them so he can go back to sleep. But he doesn't know their names. He doesn't know who they are. And maybe one day these evil scientists will come to realize that. But that day is not today, and tomorrow is not looking good either. Oh, I died. I like all the fruit spewing out when you die. It's a deep lesson to learn. The lesson is that you can't take it with you. When you die, it doesn't matter how many kiwis you collected. You can't take that with you to the afterlife, because there isn't one. If there was, you could. Those fruits are just gonna rot with you in the ground. I mean, they would have rotted long before you died. Why have you kept those fruits this long? That's right. I'll die if I spin onto that. Why do you keep the kiwis around for so long? I don't know how long they stay fresh, but they can't be that long. By the time you're dead, they will have rotted away a long time ago. What are you thinking? Why do you let your life get ruled by such greed? Greed for fruits. No one's going to be impressed when they go to your funeral and they talk about how much fruit you hoarded instead of sharing with others. All they'll say is, man, I remember that one time, or whoops, I really could have gone for a kiwi and, well, wouldn't share it with me. Wouldn't share. When I asked why, he said, I'm gonna need it when I die. And I said, that doesn't make any sense. Oop, should not have done that. Oops. Should not have done that either. Maybe Crash subscribes to the philosophy of YOLO. You only live once, and you only have one opportunity to collect a horde of kiwis. Tried to jump on that. I bumped off of it. I bumped off. And if you don't make your horde of kiwis in this life, when are you ever going to do it? When are you ever going to do it? When you're in the ground? And some people might say, Crash, it shouldn't be your goal in life to collect the most stuff. That's not going to bring you any satisfaction in the end. And Crash says, what do you know? You're poor. You don't have any kiwis. And then he laughs at you. And it's like, well, all right. I tried speaking to you in a civil manner, Crash. But this is the way you want to have it, I guess. I mean, of course, none of this happened. Crash isn't able to talk. And Crash, as far as we can tell, does not really comprehend the concept of greed. He may demonstrate it, but he doesn't really grasp the idea or the concept of death, really. Though he experiences it. He experiences it many times. It's a plaything to him. Oh. We jumped into a hamster ball. I don't know if this gives us any sort of advantage. Maybe she just feels comfortable inside the ball. Some people feel more comfortable in enclosed spaces. That could be what's happening here. More ball action. Good thing there's another one just lying around. Do you think that there are fans of Crash who, like, wonder, hey, why couldn't this continue to have entries over the years like Mario or Sonic? Because, like, it was big in the PS1 days, but then it stopped for a long time, and then this game came out after. Like, there was the Crash remasters, I think, and then this came out. So do you think that there are people who say, why couldn't this have been the one to be successful? Why did this have to die? And Mario and Sonic continued on. And they think of, like, an alternate universe in their head. An alternate universe where this continued on, and there's, like, 20 Crash games by this point in time. If only, right? If only. And, like, someone looks at Neo Cortex and says, like, you could, like, why couldn't the concept of Bowsette have been applied here? Like, Neo Cortex turns into, like, the female Bandicoot, but he's, like, a human. And, like, everyone on the internet makes fan art of her. Like, that could have happened. Who says it couldn't have? Oh, there's spikes here. I probably shouldn't... Yeah, I shouldn't jump on those spikes. And they're running at me. So I guess this is a boss fight. I probably should be doing something with them. So I can spin. Oh, okay, I do that, and they get shot back. I guess the spin is supposed to be our major mechanic. I haven't been using it all that much.
Stay away from Ultimate. Don't like death metal.
Okay, so now we repeat. I see. Oh, I should duck those. Oh, I should smack him back, right. Right, that's the process of how it goes. They look like they're in a lot of pain. I'm not sure why you would work for these villains. It seems like you get tortured as part of the job. Oh, here's our mask friend, so we can do this. Oop. You know, I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted from the boss fight. I'm trying to remember. Was this a game where people were mad because the girl Bandicoot wasn't as hot anymore? I seem to remember that, but I can't. I don't want to say for sure that that was the case. Was this one of those games where people said, I don't think the girl Bandicoot is sexy anymore. How dare you? How dare you do this? I feel like it was this game that people were saying that about. I mean, there's quite a few games where that sentiment has come up, but I feel like this was one of them. Of course, that's very important to be thinking of right now. Are we doing it with, no, it's going to be 4 instead of 3. Oh, he's over there. This makes me kind of, it's like a little bit Frogger-ish happening now. I mean, Frogger was an Activision game, right? I don't know if that's deliberate. I don't know if that's deliberately evocative here of Frogger. not sure if the arcade was. I mean, when I'm thinking of Activision, I'm probably thinking of I'm thinking about home publishing. So I don't know if they did the arcade one. The one I played was well, on the Atari 2600, and oh, too late. Not too many third-party developers on that one, but Activision was a third-party publisher on that. Weird to think about how long they've been around. And at one time, they were associated with something else other than being evil. How times change. Remember how the whole thing that they came about because Atari didn't want to credit their developers? Alright, yep. Yep. And up on that, and up on that, and up on that. There we go. Oh, wow, we Team Rocketed him. Actually, he didn't fly that far. Seemed like he went further. Was that another mask? Well, I guess that's probably the first world. I mean, technically that's the second, but the first one was the tutorial world. That's probably enough for a tryout of Crash 4. Well, you know, it plays fine. It plays very smoothly, considering, you know, the different perspectives that you get. The platforming is pretty easy. Which, you know, that's a thing that when you see that the perspective is going to be, like, forward, like, towards the background or towards the foreground, platforming in these directions, you don't really know how it's going to go, but I feel like it went pretty smoothly. It played okay. That's our look at Crash 4. I'm still not interested in Crash Bandicoot as a franchise, or this game in general. But I think we learned something about ourselves tonight, and that we should not hoard Kiwis, because we can't take them with us when we die. All we will leave behind are people's bad memories of us, that we refused to share our Kiwis with them in the time that we had, the precious little time we had to share with them in this life. We chose to say, no, you can't eat any of my Kiwis. I want all of them. Don't be like Crash. Don't be like him. Don't be like the scientists here either. Don't be like anyone in the Crash Bandicoot franchise. Don't be like any of them. This has been Crash 4.